It's been a while. I'm happy to be back. The events that have taken place in the world over the past several weeks remind us that crisis can occur at any time, and the world is a dangerous place. Egyptians have fought for their freedom. They had their own reasons for doing so, but I'm sure part of it was that they saw Iraq as a young, functioning democracy, and they decided that they too wanted to be a democracy. But right now, other nations struggle for freedom and for democracy. And I think that it's important that the United States back these nations. Specifically troubling are there are two nations in which I personally find specifically troubling. First of all, Iran. What's going on there? I believe that Ahmadinejad was not legitimately elected in the last election. I believe that the people of Iran deserve better. He is a terrorist, and I believe that him leaving power would be the best thing for both the Iranian people, who are not in agreement with most of what he says for the most part. Most of them are not, and would be best also for the world. He is one of the most dangerous men in the world. Libya's Gaddafi admitted to killing over 240 innocent people, um, over 250 innocent people in 1988. He is murdering and has murdered people in his own country. I believe that the United States and our allies across the globe should make sure that Gaddafi is no longer in power. I believe that this administration has been very slow to react to these situations as they have been in the past. I think once they reacted, they generally have, I think it depends on the situation, but in Egypt, I think that they made the right call. Um, but I think that they were too slow to act, and especially with Libya, I think they were way too slow to act. I'm glad the president is calling for Gaddafi to step down publicly. I think that it would have been better if we had sent the clear signal earlier, and the president should have, especially with Libya, and should have acted much quicker, spoken much quicker rather. And I think he should also speak out to have Ahmadinejad leave power in Iran. Congress also voted to extend the Patriot Act until May 27th. The Patriot Act has kept this country safe since its implementation um, almost a little less than a decade ago. It has helped our law enforcement officials track down terror suspects, and we have been able to detain terror suspects at Guantanamo thanks to the Patriot Act. Its extension, I believe, is critical. It is one of the most important pieces of legislation that will be looked at by this Congress. I think, actually, I think it is, at this point, I think it is the most important issue facing this Congress. I think is security of our country. Um, Obviously the economy and immigration are of equal importance, but I'm focusing on this. This is the most important specific bill that has gone before Congress. I'm glad that Congress voted to extend it, but I think that uh, a temporary extension is not good enough. I think it needs to be extended indefinitely because of the world we live in, and because of the reality is it's kept us safe. So, I know that there are a lot of critics, especially on the far left, and Ron Paul and other left wingers who, they try to make this a constitutional issue, and really, it is clearly not a constitutional conflict. The Patriot Act needs to be made permanent. That's it's for the best interest and the security of every single citizen of this country.